Hi everyone, welcome back to Dragon Image. Today we're here in our green studio and we're going to talk about paint. Obviously painting a green studio is a little bit different to our standard white studio. There's a couple of things you need to consider. One thing to consider is your batches of paint. So for instance, Dragon Image gets their paint specifically made for us, considering a bunch of different standards. So we make sure that the color and pigments of that paint match the previous batch. This is really important because we paint our studio on a fairly regular basis, so once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on its use. And if you have different batches of paint, when you get to a new bucket, you're going to end up in a situation where it might be a bit more yellow or a bit more blue than the previous batch. So it's a very important thing to kind of make sure that you have a consistent paint supply. The other thing to consider is you have to mix paints very well, specifically for green. This is important because green is usually made up of multiple pigments such as yellows and blues, and mixing it just means that it's going to be more even throughout the entire bucket, meaning you're going to get a more clean kind of consistency from the start of the bucket to the end of the bucket. Whereas if you don't mix it, you might end up with a very blue-green followed by a very yellow-green. And we've had that situation happen before. So making sure that you mix it well is always a very important thing. The other thing to consider is that the paint needs to be a matte finish. Matte finish paints mean that you're not going to get those hot spots or those reflections in the green screen itself, meaning that when you're positioning lights, you don't have to be as cautious as you would if it was a glossy background. And there you have it. So if you're interested in buying some Dragon Image paint, by all means, go to the website, click the link below. If you're interested in building your own studio, you can always contact us. We're happy to help. Thanks.